1 is on, mic 2 is on. We should be okay. Go ahead and say something real quick.
Hey, what's poppin'?
I think you.
Hey, bend over, touch your toes and let them see it. Bend over, touch your toes and let them see it. Ay, bend over, touch your toes and let them see it. Ay, freak that, freak that.
It's kind of funny the way we
Bend over, touch your
connected.
toes and let them see it.
You get on social media and do these blast offs and you try to get connected with people. And then after a while, you're like, oh man, it sucks. Maybe people don't want to connect with me. And then out the blue, boom, a very nice person named Chocolate Dior, right? Did I get it right? I'm gonna
Dior
let
the Chocolate Doll.
you. Okay. Very nice young lady named Dior the Chocolate Doll reached out. And I thought it was the way you explained yourself and what you do, I thought it was kind of neat to know that somebody is actually out there doing hair shows and, tackling, that industry. And that industry comes with a little bit of a stigma, especially in the black community, from different angles. I mean, on one part of it, it's amazing to see like the history of hair and how it's evolved over the years and, just to kind of take that all into account. And then there's this other side of it where, a lot of us, especially on the male side, we have our certain thoughts about our women's hair and, our male macho bull crap, whatever. But I know hair can be just kind of fascinating, especially in our community. So when you reached out, I was real happy to hear that because my brain just started popping because I was like, it's so much stuff that I don't know anything. I don't know shit about hair, right? So especially women's hair, and then when they take it even deeper, you do shows. So why don't you go ahead and give yourself a quick little introduction, tell people who you are, and then we're gonna get to talking, okay?
Okay.
All right.
Well, my name is Dior the Chocolate Doll. I am a multi-published model, cover girl, music artist, songwriter, actress, and entrepreneur. I'm also the co-host of Sip and Talk, and I'm also the host of Talk with Chocolate.
All right, so I want to talk about your journey, like what got you into hair. Why don't we start with like where are you from? Where are you based out of?
I'm originally born and raised from Akron, Ohio. And I took my talents and moved to Atlanta, Georgia. So that's where I'm based out of now. I started with modeling since I was 3 years old, doing beauty pageants and things where I'm a former 3-time Ohio beauty queen. I did won pageants and all types of things, even Maxim magazine, a lot of modeling world. I started doing hair shows when I was younger, which I still do them to this day of doing hair shows and walking the runway.
Okay, yeah, that's pretty cool. That's extensive. Sounds like you have a ton of different areas that you are trying to master at once.
Yes.
Okay, and you don't look like you older than 40. So you look like
Nope,
you're about
not 40
32.
yet. Not 40 yet.
Okay, so you're a very, very busy woman. Do you have children?
Yes, two.
Okay, cool. Boy or girl?
Two two boys.
Two boys. That's got to be tough too. How do you juggle motherhood with all of those things that you just said?
It is tough, but my sons, they keep me pushing. I had one of the biggest open heart operations in 2016 where I died flatline. I had the very first ever pericardioplasty with the bypass, and during surgery, they found out I was 22 and a half weeks pregnant with my second son. So I go even harder for my kids. Being a boy mom, like boys is harder than girls.
Hmm.
But I do everything I do for my kids. My son, he think he my manager. He can't wait. My mom, Dior, my kids love it. So yeah, I
Oh,
love it.
do you have like a huge support system? Because that's got to be tough managing all those things, going back and forth from
Oh
Akron to
yeah,
Atlanta.
my family go hard. Like my family is there ever
Mhm.
since. Like even before, like when I first started with my modeling, when I had the heart surgery, even more they're there now. Like if I got to go out of town, hey, I got a babysitter. Watch them. I got a booking. So yeah, my family definitely they hold me down.
So, what brought about those complications that even started you having that got you to that point where you needed open heart surgery? Can you kind of?
Well, I kept like passing out and stuff everywhere I go. I'd be like at McDonald's and I just pass out. And they put monitors on me. They thought it was just like palpitations and things. To come to find out, my heart was in my back on my spine, facing outwards with no pericardium, to where it was like a floating heart. And they had to do emergency surgery or I wouldn't have lived. I had over 3 gallons of fluid on my heart.
Oh my God, that is
Hmm.
that had to be scary.
It was. They told me they didn't surprise you live past the age of 13 the way your heart is, and happened to go in and sign like documents of if I don't live through this and filling out wills and trust and for my kids and stuff. I'm like, oh my God. At the time I had one, found out during surgery, my second son. But I'm like, I was scared. I was scared. They said we have never had this many people in a waiting room for nobody ever. Like my whole family came and showed up and showed out.
And I know that being an African American woman, that you had a little bit more fear as well because we have, it's been a lot of botched surgeries and a lot of
Hmm.
bad treatment, from the medical
Hmm.
standpoint with African American women in hospitals. So I know they had to kind of stoke a little bit of fear in you as well. It's like
Yeah.
black women in this country, that you all face a lot. You know, it's a
Hmm.
lot of obstacles that you have to overcome. But all of our black women are doing an incredible job of keeping us up, because I
Yeah.
mean, just think about all of the great things that you are doing out there. We got the highest college rate out of anybody in the whole country are women. You can look in every corner of America. It's amazing African American women doing things, basically holding us up. And
Right. And
yeah.
it's not a lot of women in general that like we strong and a lot of guys starting to have more respect for us as that like, hey, y'all go through a lot. Y'all go
Mhm.
through a lot. But it's the a woman's aspect to be like, hey, we not about to fight and cry. We about to stand strong and hold our own. That's how I try to do.
Okay, so you got a lot of weight that you holding up in the world.
Yes.
Okay. Um, so you just got through doing this hair show, correct? And
Hmm.
where was that at again?
It was in Akron, Ohio on Saturday the 22nd.
How did that go for you?
Oh my God, it was so lit. Like we literally the team I was on, the stylist, that's my cousin. T, shout out to T's and all the people modeling where we all cousins and family. So it was fun to be like, you know what I'm saying, family oriented, but we worked so hard. We literally been rehearsing every day, even up to like 3 o'clock in the morning at night to like every single day for a whole month straight. And we ended up winning. So that meant everything, even though our hair wasn't, he didn't have time to actually style it. Hey, who know how to curl? Who can do this and that? We all in the dressing room, like fixing each other's hair, and we ended up killing it, going out and slaying and winning. So yeah, it was worth it at the end of the day.
How many teams were in the show?
It was like 4 or 5 different stylists, which
Hmm.
it was like two halves of the show. The first half was like kids and adults. The last one was like all adults. Last half, but we killed it. Came out with our little race car, NASCAR, sexy look, and we killed it. We put so much work into it and a lot of drama in between. So to come out and win, like we all was crying after party, like we won.
Okay, well, that's incredible. That's incredible. It sounds like that was quite the accomplishment for you all, and you worked together like a team, and y'all made it happen. So,
Yeah,
I'm proud of you, and I'm sure when people watch this, they're gonna be like, "Wow, that's awesome." So hopefully we can get some footage.
thank you.
Hopefully you took some footage, or you got some pictures of like the
I
different
do.
styles and things like that. I'm gonna put you on blast. It's got to go up here. I love to share success and different elements of success that people who I talk to are managing and working with. So anything that you can give me that I will throw on this show, I'll put it up
I
and I'll
got
make it look
you.
good. Cool. That's what's up. Um,
Thank you so much.
yeah, no problem. No problem. So the shows in Atlanta, right? You done
Which
any of,
one?
like, you've done some shows in Atlanta, correct?
Oh yeah, I've done tons.
How do those
I've
work?
done BT. I walk BT Experience show every year. That's in
Hmm.
Atlanta. It's held in Atlanta. I do the Fashion Week, Independent Artist Fashion Week. I actually opened that up performing and my headliner model 1 year. I do that every year down there. I do a ton. I got a show coming up performing on April 5th, Riverdale, uh, performing my song.
Is it so? Is it a different? Is it a different atmosphere in Atlanta versus up north? Like the hair shows and like maybe the culture around here. Is it different?
I feel like to me, it when Atlanta is more bigger with everything industry wise, even with like the hair shows, they have the big Broner Brothers and stuff. So like seeing that type of hair show compared to ours home is totally different. Of just like the styles they come up with alone, like oh, this is so different than what we do here. But being that I've been in Atlanta so long, I tried to bring that vibe to our set because I know different genres of what they could do with the hair.
So you like a trend. So you bring in trends from the south up to the north. That's what's up. Um, what about like is because I noticed like when I watch some of those shows about the Atlanta hair scene, or it's in every TV show that comes up. It's always like this controversy, like this competitive nature within the hair industry down in Atlanta. Have you had to endure some of that? Have you had to go with some of that? Have you had controversy within that sector down there?
No, not yet, surprisingly. Only with like when I do fashion shows and they have like a hairstylist and certain hairstyles they want there is different than what I'm used to, but my hair is long as ever. So happen to wear like, hey, we need you to do this type of short thing. I'll put a little cap on, put a wig on. I ain't gonna cut my hair, but it's different there. They have totally different style of hairstyles.
Okay. Now, what's the LGBTQ community's contributions to that? Because that's another thing in Atlanta is I always see the LGBTQ community like they're prominent in the hair industry. You got guys down there
They love
who,
it.
yeah, it looks like the dudes down there who are in the hair industry. They have some wild like styles and things that they do. Have you seen some of that down there? Because a lot of people want to know
Yeah.
about that.
And that's all over because even the show that I just did was that community.
Really?
So it was all guys who did those hairstyles, who colored the hair, who did it and everything. Like every stylist was a guy that did it, who is in that community. So I just know it's like they do big flamboyant type of styles. They go all out extra. And I actually love that. I love that so much. They give that extra you need in the show, whether it's the outfits and match the hair. I seen the lion with the tail and they had the big hair and they go all out.
You gotta send some of those pictures so I want to see them. Yeah, if you know any of them who like to be on the show, from where you're at, let them know. I love to have a conversation with them as well because that's another aspect of it that I don't understand is the fellas like doing the hair shows and like what do they have to deal with like coming into this female driven space, bringing their own style. Especially when you add in the LGBTQ aspect, and a lot of those people in that culture is very flamboyant and colorful. I'm sure that is like a very crazy show. Like, it sounds fun. I'm sure you have a blast when you do it.
But they come up with some fire ideas, though. They come up with fire ideas. You're like, oh, I ain't never would have thought of that. And the way they so strict on themselves for displaying it, they gonna make sure the whole layout and everything is perfect. So I be loving the vibes of it.
Yeah. Um, who would you rather work with, the men or the women? Be honest.
You said who?
Who would you rather work with? Is it easier to work with the men in that industry or the women?
The men. The men because no, honestly, because after working with a male, because normally I work with females, working with the male, it did get kind of intense because you want to argue and stuff like that. But at the same time, they know they mind and they know the creation they want to create, and they not gonna stop till they, you know what I'm saying, get it right. And the vision that he created for what we did was so fire. It was like, hold on, I see the vision now. What you was saying, you want cherry to hair to turn to this. You want it, they gonna go extra with it. So I think it was easier working with them because you can say, hey, I don't like it this way. Can you fix it this way? They're gonna do it. A female, they can be like, you're gonna stay with what I gave you, and that's it. You know what I'm saying? It was kind of easier working with the males.
Okay. So All right, so we know all about your hair competitive nature now. We know all about what you do in that from the professional standpoint. Sounds like
Mhm.
it's an amazing deal. But let's get into some of these other issues surrounding with hair. Because I know being a
Okay.
woman, um, a lot of our African American women, they are highly open to wearing weaves um, and different hairstyles that don't necessarily meet the beauty standards, the European beauty standards that we have in this country. So when you rock your hair and you do it the way you want to do it, do you feel that pressure from like maybe not having the styles and the way that you do your hair and even just the texture itself not meeting those beauty standards that's in this country?
No, because I think outside the box. I
Mm-hmm.
want to have a hairstyle anybody else got and be like, oh shoot, who did your hair? Certain styles. So no, I don't feel like I have to fit in with everybody else because I like to be different. I don't want to
Right.
walk around with the same hairstyles as everybody else. Even when I have my natural hair,
Mm-hmm. So what do you think about that though? Just in and of itself, like the fact that black women have to take on that pressure of having to meet that standard. Period.
I feel like it's a high standard. I feel like every woman should be able to be themselves and be
Mm-hmm.
comfortable. You don't have to wear this style, do this or do that, or fit in a certain. Be yourself and feel comfortable. If you feel like you're beautiful, you're beautiful. Like you shouldn't have to try too hard of doing something that everybody else is doing. Be your own self.
It's just this huge like focus on our women and
Mhm.
the way that they express themselves, not only
Mhm.
from different people outside of our race, more so from people within our own race, specifically men.
Right.
Men often, have gripes about the way black women, take care of themselves from a beauty standpoint, especially the weaves. It's always conversations. I'm on this thing called Clubhouse, and it's huge sections and swaths of guys who come together to talk about the way women should dress, the way they should wear their hair,
Oh
whether
yeah.
it's natural or weaves, whether or not they are wearing the right type of clothing, for the environment or, from a respect standpoint. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I feel like guys judge us a lot. They put a high criteria for, especially us black women, of how they want us to be. With a lot of people like myself, I'm an African American woman. My hair is beautiful and long, but it's certain colors or certain things I don't want to damage my actual natural hair. You don't have to fit in that criteria as a woman. Be yourself, be beautiful. They gonna judge you regardless, no matter what in life. You're gonna get judged. So be yourself and be true to who you are.
So when
Mhm.
you said that you were protecting your natural hair by wearing the weaves, I think that's something that men really don't see from our perspective. So that's why it's nice
Mhm.
to do a show like that, because a lot of us don't realize that it's a reason why women wear the weaves, and one of them is
Mhm.
protective. So how does it protect your natural hair wearing a weave?
Yeah, when you get like lace fronts and certain things, you have to braid your hair down. If you wear it for a long period of time, your hair is braided and it's staying protected to where like chemicals not getting on your hair. I don't perm my hair, things like that. So like them chemicals will damage your hair to where the ends is messed up or whatever edges. If you keep it covered up, it's not getting all that onto the hair. It's more so growing underneath. Because if you see like Cardi B, they wear weaves. She take her fake hair off, what you see long, beautiful hair because she's keeping it under protected for them months at a time of not putting chemicals towards her hair. It's
Okay.
more so braided with grease and it's growing underneath that. So you're gonna have a huge fro when you take that weave off. Your hair didn't glue.
So they did say last week, I was reading a story and it said that there were a lot of plastics detected in weaves, and we know that
Hmm.
plastics have a carcinogen factor to them that can add to cancer rates in our community. Uh,
Hmm.
how can you protect yourself from something that's supposed to protect you?
Yeah, you really have to like look at the type of hair and things that you're using. I know I had just seen something with like the braiding hair that's causing cancer and things like that. You really just have to be aware of brands and the certain things that you're buying to put in your hair. Like I'll tell you off rip, like getting your hair processed with perms and stuff, that's gonna automatically damage because of how strong the perms are. It damages your roots and things, stuff
Right.
like that. You will have a lot of new growth under that, but like rice water, mayonnaise, try cucumber, and all the other stuff on your hair helps to keep that protected underneath the hair that you're putting on top of it.
When when does a black woman like feel comfortable wearing her natural hair? Is like it when do black women wear their natural hair if they wear weaves? Is it like a certain time of
I
day?
mean, it really just depends on the person. Like the just really depends on the person and their style or what they got going on. Like me myself, I perform and do a lot of stuff where it requires a certain hairstyle or oh I need you to get this right now for this show. I'll do that. But most of the time it'd be my natural hair, which I said my hair is past below the middle of my back, and they think it's weave too. So they be like, "Is that weave? Who did your sewing? This is my natural hair." Just I wear weave at times for certain styles, but it depends on the person, really.
Yeah, I could see that some African American women wear it because maybe they've damaged their hair, and maybe it's
Mhm.
better for them to wear the weave because it makes them feel comfortable, not
Mhm.
exposing the damaged parts of their hair, which I agree with that. I mean, it's the same
Right.
as anybody else. You want to look beautiful, and if you have, had some type of damage to your hair, or if you've had, you know, maybe your hair didn't grow the way it was supposed to,
Mhm.
just because God made it that way. I think weave has a certain place where it can actually help women's confidence, help them to feel
Right.
more, better about their self-esteem and all that. So I think that's something that a lot of
Mhm.
people don't really pay attention to. Like it's women out there who, actually, because I mean, we're guys, we can go bald, who cares, right?
Right. Right.
But some women, that can really take away from their self esteem. So I don't have a huge issue with weave being a black man, and I
Right.
try to defend, our women in those questions that come from different people about weave. Um, but okay, so let's move on a little bit. What are some misconceptions about black women?
Misconception
It could be about
with the
vanity.
hair or just
It could be hair, vanity. Let's keep it on vanity, like our beauty. What's some misconceptions?
yeah, it's more so the hair part of like a lot of not colored people like oh they want hair like ours or stuff like our hair is actually natural beautiful, but it's certain styles. You don't know if someone has like lupus or cancer or alopecia or something that wants that hair to make themselves feel more confident because they're having hair loss. Some people get it for, you know what I'm saying, just to look beautiful. Pretty much it's just to boost the confidence. We don't have to have the weave, but it adds an extra when you got a certain color that you want. You don't want to color your hair or certain things. So I feel like just the part of hey, you wear weave because you don't have hair. You wear weave because your hair is this type of texture, whatever. Everybody's hair is beautiful. It's just like that adds an extra umph in it. When you have the weave, it gets an extra little flowy. Certain people color, so I feel like that is a big thing right there.
So I really like your hair. It's very colorful. It is different. I haven't seen
Hmm.
a lot of African American women with that style. How did you come up with
Hmm.
that?
Actually, the people I work for the hair show, they just looked at everybody's faces. They came up. We picked out of a hat of what colors we was gonna get, and I just ended up with the rainbow, which I've never done nothing this bright or colorful. But I'm like, oh, chocolate people look good in it. You know what I'm saying? Dark, bright colors. So it ended up being real cute.
Right. Because I couldn't tell. Sometimes we have some colorful hair, and it's like you got like a subculture of black women who maybe like into like cosplay or
Oh yeah.
whatever. Punk rock black women. I could
Right.
imagine that
Right.
being so. That's kind of like a different thing right there. I think that looks very nice on you.
Then I'm like, oh, something different. We all had like bright colors. So whichever you picked out the hat, that's the color you got. I so happened to get rainbow. We just did some wine curls to bring the color out for the hair show because I do a lot of hair flicking.
Okay, okay. So what's next for you?
Next, I have some performances and things coming up. And some award shows. I'm up at the C Awards for Model of the Year. That's
Where's
in
that?
May. In April, I'm up for Dope MC and Entertainer of the Year at the ATO Rap Awards. So that's coming up. I have a performance April 5th in Atlanta, Riverdale. I'll be performing at a pop up shop. My single, Let Them See It. And I also Talk with Chocolate, my radio show, will be starting on April 6th. Everything fashion and music. Where I'll be interviewing some guests and talking a lot about fashion.
So you are MC too. You a rapper.
Yes.
Okay. All right. That see you do a lot. what what's your rap?
A woman with many talents.
Yeah, what's your rap name?
I rap and I sing. My EP is getting ready to drop called Body Language, where I'll be rapping and I'm singing, kind of bringing that '90s R&B vibe back. So
Okay.
I'm working hard. I can't wait to drop it.
What's your rap name? Is it Dior?
Same name.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, but y'all can find my single. Let them see it. It's on all platforms. Um, it's trending right now on Instagram too. How I don't know. Everybody been doing reels, so if you want to do a reel and tag me, do that too.
Oh, for real? Okay, well, hopefully we can get some links to that, and I'm gonna put that on the show. Um, what do you rap about?
All types of things. This is actually my first single. Let them see. It's more of a fun dancing with your girls, kicking it vibe. But I do have other songs that I'll be dropping in more of like real life stuff going on, relationships, breakups, makeups, all that type of vibe going on. But I do have a ton of songs like mixtape stuff that I've done. It's like other other lane. I do drill. I do all types country.
Oh, you do drill. Okay, I'm from Chicago, so it's funny. I'm
my brother lives.
Yeah, I'm 43, but like I still listen. I listen to drill music. You know, it's not something that was coming up when I was in Chicago. You know, it was more like Twister and different groups like that, Do or Die. But the drill music is new.
Oh yeah, let him.
Yeah, but it was what was the other group's name? One Love, I think that was their name. It was a couple really cool groups that was right underneath Do or Die them, but they had some really good.
I love Do or Die.
Yeah, they had some big hits, some psychodrama and all them. Yeah, they had some big hits. All right, so can you do you remember one of those verses? Can I get a verse out of you? Come on, man. Let me get a verse, please. Well, you don't have to. We can listen to. Maybe you can send me the song. But I mean, if you know a verse, okay. What about a one of your songs? Can you do a hook? You got a hook?
I got you. I'll sing it to you.
Oh, you can't sing it? Okay, fine, whatever. I'm not trying to put you on the spot. So no, I do want to hear it though. So if you can send it to us, you know, please send it to me because I'm gonna put it on the show. Maybe I'll open up the show with your song.
I got you.
You know, and my buddy who does some of my beats for me, his name is Black. I try to connect you with him because he makes some cold.
Oh yes, I need someone with beats.
That brother makes some cold music. I'm talking about for real. Yeah, I'm gonna have him on the show soon too, so I'm gonna connect y'all. Black is real cool. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah, he makes songs for some of his songs are like on the radio in Chicago right now. Yeah, some of his beats, excuse me. But yeah, man. Okay, so you got your tape coming. You got your tape. Look at me, I'm old. You got
It's all right.
Yeah, so you got your song coming out. And what's the other things that you doing?
Oh yeah, my song is out on all platforms called Let Them See It. Okay. I have my radio show Talk with Chocolate that starts April 6th. Okay. And it's on Queens Talk TV, also be on Roku and Apple Store as well. You'll be able to get it from there as well.
Queens Talk TV
starts April 6th.
April 6th. And is that based out of where you're at now or in Atlanta? Or?
No, Queens Talk TV, the network I'll be on is in Minnesota.
What? Okay, Minnesota. Wow.
Actually on Sip and Talk on their network as well. I'm a co-host on that one where we talk about like reality TV, different things going around the world. Talk with Chocolate is my own show where I'll be talking music and fashion. I'll have people coming on and different things like that, playing music.
Okay. Well, let me ask you something else because I'm sure like maybe the fellas want to know like, are you single? What's your love like?
Yes, I am single. Unfortunately, yes, I am single.
Okay. How long have you been single?
Married to the money.
Married to the money. I got you.
Married to the money in my bag.
Okay, I got you. So you single now? Or do you want to stay single, or are you looking in the future to maybe have a
Um,
marriage, or what's in your future with that?
yeah, in the future, my future husband watching, you know what I'm saying? I am available, and if you can grasp my heart,
Uh,
we get to go. Somebody that's not lazy and about that money.
mm,
We can match bags. I ain't in it for your bag. You know what I'm saying?
I got you. What type of guy do you want to? What's your perfect type of man?
Somebody that's street smart, book smart, somebody that motivates me, where we grind together. Now that jealousy stuff, we could be a
mm,
team and build something together. Of course,
okay.
love kids and somebody who can make me laugh.
That's,
Somebody can make me laughing about their business.
So you've had children before. How was dating like up to this point? Is it tough to kind of like out in the world where you're at right now? Is it tough to find partners, or is it just not something that you looking for?
Um, it is because like when I was in a relationship and they were like the same lane, it always felt like competition
mm,
of like, hey, why you gotta compete with me because I did this now you gotta do that. No, let's you know what I'm saying. Let me help you. You help me. Let's be together. Not no competition. I don't feel it should be a competition in a relationship. Y'all
hmm
should be able to, hey, support my girl, I'm gonna support my dude. Let's, you know what I'm saying? We out here, hottest couple type of vibe, but a lot of guys don't look at it that way. And when they
So,
see a woman that's dominant and doing her thing with a lot of different things, they feel like they have to be bigger than you instead of like, hey, my girl doing this, put me on, or you know what I'm saying? So that's
mm,
always been the problem with guys. They feel like, oh, you doing too much. There's
right.
never too much when you in your bag.
So do you think that? Well, I'll tell you like this: it's a lot of men who, like, when they're around a woman who's doing a lot, they can feel a little bit, they can feel a little bit, I don't know, just a little bit like, oh man, I got this woman doing some amazing things, and maybe I'm not on that level. And it's a lot of pressure these days, to me, at least from my
Hmm.
perspective, on men to like make a certain amount of money or have a certain lifestyle that a woman would want. Um, and especially on some of these podcast shows that you see where, women are making like these very outlandish claims of wanting a man that makes 180,
Right.
$90,000. Can you speak to that? Like what type of financial support do you think a man should offer in a relationship?
I feel like I'm not a gold digger, so I don't go straight in like, hey, how much money you making, this and that. I take whatever come with you.
Right.
I'm more so the type of female that's like, hey, you got that, okay, let me match your bag. Let's big a bigger bag type of vibe. Like I don't feel like you have to look at a guy because how much money he got, what he got going on. If you a real woman, you gonna help your man regardless and be a team. So that's how I look at it.
So if a man is only making $35,000 and he wants to have a relationship with you, is that a possibility?
Like I said, I'm not money hungry. I'm not materialistic, so none of that matters. It matters like what comes from the heart. If he's good to me and he treat me right,
Mm.
I'm good to go. Like money, all that don't impress me. What's in your mind and your heart matters more than what's in your pockets to me.
So what do you think about women who like move that way? Women who feel like you got to make a certain amount of money to have a relationship with them. What can you say to that?
I be feeling that it's so ridiculous. I mean, some women got high standards like that. But how the economy is right now, what man's really making that amount if they're not like some famous superstar person? You can't judge them off of that. If a
Mm.
man got a business and he started off the ground and he's trying to make his money, don't doubt him. Motivate him. If anything, motivate him. That's gonna make him go even harder to bring the money home. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not in it for the money.
Hmm. So what would you say you would bring to a relationship if you found this guy and he was, maybe make 50, $40,000 a year, and he comes in, he wants to have a relationship with you. What could you bring to the table?
For one, stability. I don't depend. He don't gotta worry about me taking out his pockets. He don't gotta worry about I need this, I need that. No, I'm gonna carry my end of it. At the same time, I'm a rider. When you're going through stuff to motivate you, uplift you, encourage you. I'm that type of person. You gotta come home from a long day of work. It's some food waiting on the table and your bag ready. You know what I'm saying? That type of vibe. Like I'm a lover girl, so I'm gonna give that vibe plus more of uplifting you and keeping you in good spirits. Pray with you, whatever I gotta do. I'm not in it for money or none of that type of stuff.
Okay, fellas, you heard it out there. Anybody listening, you got a nice single young black woman here with an entrepreneurial spirit. She's got a lot going for her. Don't miss out. Don't miss out. Okay. All right. Don't be the biggest loser. So yeah, you thought I was just interviewing, but actually this is a part of your dating profile. So maybe you might some fellas gonna start hitting you up because now they see you a different kind of woman, and you move a certain way. So that's awesome. I think that's great when we hear women who talk like that, like from a supportive standpoint, team working kind of spirit, where still and yet the man can still be the leader. Maybe he don't, because it's not all about money,
Right.
Leadership is a different thing, right? It's getting us through to a better way of life. It's helping us to be safe. It's putting us in positive positions to grow our family, so leadership is totally different from money. And I think it's going to be refreshing for some men to hear that, it's women like you out there who are doing a lot in the world, but at the same time, willing to come home and run some bath water, make some food, and make a man feel like a man. So I think that's absolutely incredible, Dior.
Yeah, I love to cook. I love to cook, all that type of stuff.
Okay.
I'm a homebody. I be at home if I ain't working.
What's your favorite meal to make?
I can make a good steak, lasagna. I really can make anything. I have my LLC for a catering business, me and my sister. So
Oh, wow.
I do the cooking stuff.
Okay.
Taste of Love Catering if y'all need some food.
I'm a steak person. What's the best steak? Is it rare, medium, well cooked? Which one is the best?
I say medium. Medium.
Okay.
See, I'm different. I like mine's rare.
Oh my God.
Well,
It is some people that like it like that though.
Sometimes I can't take all the blood, but usually it's got to be mostly pink or red in the middle.
Right.
Yeah, or I gotta throw it away. I can't even eat it. So yeah, okay, so that's cool. So you are a fascinating young lady. Sounds like you got a lot going for you. You've got some amazing kids that you're raising.
Yeah.
That's a blessing. That's a blessing, and you overcame a huge hurdle, especially with the surgery and coming out of that successful. I see bigger things in your picture. I can see you, I can see you either in the rap side or the singing side. Well, I got to listen to you first. I got to hear what I hear you saying, because maybe it's hair for you, okay? But we gonna see, okay? But I know it's some amazing things that you're doing in this world, and just your spirit is a kind spirit, and I've enjoyed the conversation with you, okay?
Me too.
Yep.
It's like family.
Yeah, definitely. Yep. If it's ever a hair show in Indiana, let me know, or Ohio, wherever, let me know. Yeah, we love to link up with you, have you on the show for real. But yeah, it's very nice to meet you. And thanks again. Do you want to say anything to everybody before you leave? You got a last message for someone, something encouraging or whatever? Go ahead.
Okay, so everybody, no matter what God puts you through, He's not gonna put you through something that you can't overcome. And if you overcome it, keep fighting them obstacles. Because it's gonna be a long race, but you got this. Make sure y'all follow me on all platforms. Dior the Chocolate Doll, Instagram and Spotify, YouTube, everything. And much love. Thank you for having me today.
Yeah, no problem. I appreciated you being on the show. And for anybody at home who would like to connect with us, the email address is clb.geneva@gmail.com. You can also reach out to me on Facebook under Club Geneva. We'd love to have you on the show. We'd love to connect with you, do some interviews like this, learn about you, hear about some exciting things that you're doing out in the world. It's always great to have positivity, and that's what this show is all about. So my name is Shay, and I appreciate you coming out and listening tonight to this amazing young woman, Dior. And thank you again. Okay, you have a wonderful night.
Thank you too.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.